Call your sponsor.
Call you sponsor.
Call you sponsor.
Call you sponsor. Call you.
Bitch, call your sponsor.
Call your sponsor.
It goes back to this not Marianne. You're Marianne today. But it's
Great.
No, it's you know who it is. It's what is her name? Brene.
Oh,
And it's about this. I enjoy when people, and I really get to identify and be connected when people are vulnerable, right? It's that whole vulnerability thing. And then I actually think it's quite distasteful to be vulnerable. Right. It's like there's still this, I guess is it fear that's there?
Well, it's identification that is who you are. And if you get vulnerable and open up and expose your underbelly and people reject you, they're rejecting your whole being. And why would you put yourself up for that? Fuck that. You're not going to just expose your underbelly to all these humans who you see doing like terrible things and having terrible reactions. Plus, you know how much you judge people. There's no way to expose your underbelly to everybody so they can just judge you. Whereas you go, I love my underbelly so much. I love every single piece of my underbelly. I love this flaw. I love that flaw. I've come to terms with this flaw. We are best of friends. So here's my underbelly and y'all can love it, fuck it, reject it, whatever you want. It bears no change on my underbelly what your thoughts are of it.
So what can you share? Do you have a specific practice or thing that has helped you to get to that place? Do you know what I mean? Where it just is, like.
Yeah, it is when they're coming up, when the dark stuff is coming up and the rejection says, hey, you're not calling. You're bad. Remember all the other times you were bad? Remember all the other people that didn't call? Remember how bad you are? When that is coming now, I go, oh, baby girl, honey, you're not bad. That's okay. That's okay. Yeah, you've had other times where you've behaved in ways that we wish we would have had a different way. And so is everybody else in the world. And it is really that self-talk and that loving of myself and exposing myself to myself, Sam. I am exposing my scary parts I don't like to myself because I don't need to put them up on a silver platter for everyone else to reject or approve of. That's not healthy. That's not safe. I've got to go inside first and be in this cocoon and find who I am and love the parts like it talks about in the big book, good and bad, and say, you are beautiful just as you are. Just as you are. You don't need to change one single thing. You don't need a better job, a better car, a better friend, a better sponsee, a better boyfriend, a better child, a better anything for you to be loved by every single part of yourself.
So are you saying radical acceptance? Is that what I'm hearing? Is that it's not an outside job, that it's me literally loving all my bits and bobs?
Yes, and when you don't, you're going to project that others don't.
Which is what I think that's the thing that's coming up for me lately.
Yes.
I'm not enough, and it's like I'm really seeing that I've overcompensated to cover up. Like literally on the physical plane, I'm literally removing jewels from my neck, like literally as we're talking, like it's like there's a lot of physical distractions that I have actually, like the plaque just gathered, thinking, oh, I love this, it's so beautiful, and blah, 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 and I like nice things, and this and that, and then it's distracting, and I've done many different cycles and iterations of this where I've like acquired things and acquired fill in the whatever jewels, whatever, and then somewhere along the line it's what I'm receiving is people commenting on things and not connecting to me, where it's like just becomes about the things. And I'm like, oh, I've cut off my vulnerability. It's like it's become a shield, this shit for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I do this too. This is one where we're the same, and it's that cup, right? So we're adorning our cup with all these bejewels and baubles so that people don't see the water that's inside, like, oh, I don't want you to see the water inside. Here's, all these bejeweled cup, and yeah, my cup is like so gorgeous, but it doesn't fucking matter what's on the outside of your cup. And I'm not talking to you, I'm talking to like everyone. Like, it doesn't matter the Louis Vuitton luggage. It matters how's your water, what's the temperature of your water inside that cup? Is it too hot? Are you angry all the time? Is it too cold? Can you not feel anything? Or is it warm? Is it equanimity? Right? So like I do the same thing too, where it's like I collect all these things and I came from a poor background. So look at my Gucci slides that I actually bought at Salvation Army for $10 and they're fake, but look at the outside of my cup. I promise I'm like all of you.
What is coming up for me is the child wanting to be seen and recognized.
Right.
For
Well, and it's
me,
also comfort. It's also comfort. Like you were, like we were just talking about, you get a dopamine hit of comfort when somebody does approve of that stuff. And, from the childhoods we came from, anywhere we can get that comfort, we will take it. Like, it's not Sam doing anything wrong or bad or choosing bad things or any of that. It is really like Sam using his survival tools that he knows to get comfort and love.
Yes. And what I'm hearing you say, which is thank you for sharing this, it's the radical acceptance of myself.
Yeah.
I'm seeing it through the lens of ACA, where it's like it's okay. It's okay to share. It's okay to make mistakes. It's okay not to be perfect. Like, I have not had the balance. I actually think I enjoy the extremes, right? So like for me, what that's looking like, to be more specific, is asking for help in other programs, right? I'm exploring my relationship with money at this point, and debting or not debting, and saving and spending and all of those things, right? And how I have made meaning out of things. It's like, what is the extreme? I do the extreme where it's like there's so much abundance, so many things, right? Like, how many shoes do I have that are literally the same but many different colors? Like, literally, because it works. Like, it's like, yeah, I don't need 13 pairs of that same shoe in 13 different colors. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, what was going on for me? Do you know what I mean? Like, I only use the same 3 colors, actually, 3 different colors, that I really use in the rotation. It wasn't a necessity. It was, I was filling a void, And so now it's like, okay, less is more. And now I want to go I see myself wanting to go the other extreme and then work my way back with higher power and help of, programs and other fellows to move back to where I'm connected in what that balance and equanimity is, versus this, it's excessive. It's excessive. And I literally am like, when I look at stuff, I'm like, oh God, like really, I was in an alternate state of mind.
Well, I have a question for you.
Yes.
Can you love the Sam that's filling that void?
Yes, I do. I'm not hating on them. What I'm really aware of is like, wow, I was seeking through various channels love, and that's not where love is. Ultimately, it is deeper than surface things.
Right. And like I worked with a sponsee yesterday, and she was saying, like, if I had just stayed with this job and not gotten off track and not relapse, like I would have had this and this. And I was like, that's not a thing. Like,
Yeah.
you would not have grown. Like, that's not what you're here for. You're not here. There's no there's no getting through this life if you just make the right choices of not feeling pain or
Yeah.
not having uncomfortable moments, because
Yeah.
that's not why we're here. We had that. We
Yes.
came here to get uncomfortable and to feel pain, and looking at your life and thinking, oh, if I'd just chosen this, I'm sure I would have not had pain. And we're also not in the program to get good.
Yeah.
And that was another thing that kept coming up in the meeting with her yesterday, is that she kept going, well, I did this and I know it's bad. And I did this and I know I shouldn't have. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, yes, you should have, do more. And that's one of the things I say, like, okay, if you're shopping online and buying a lot of things and trying to fill a void, can you buy more things? Can you do more? Like, can you love yourself if you go deeper? Can you love yourself if you spend more? Like instead of resisting it, can I love myself that would do more? And sometimes when I give myself that permission, I go, yeah, I could, but now I can stop.
Yeah. No, that's exactly it, right? Like, so through the lens of AA, is drinking and drugging and doing all the not yets are on my list of possibilities. They're just very low on that list, because when I'm closer to my core, when I'm in touch with my higher self, when I am my best self, those things I've already experienced. Like, I am so grateful for every last line, every last pill, every last sip of drink and drop that I took. Similarly, in the lens of debting and money and my relationship to money, I am so grateful for all of it, because it's given me an opportunity to be here now, and not that it's bad. And it's like, there's a place, I'm in this middle spot of like, I could take it or leave it,
Right.
like am I keeping all 13 pairs of all these 13 different colors and different shades? Like, it's like, I'm open to keeping, I'm open to getting rid. Like, I'm not attached. I'm not attached. Because it's not me. They're not me.
Yeah.
And I think that's my thing of going the opposite, where I'm like, I don't want any like things and bits and baubles and, dingle dangles and glossy, and like, I'm just wanting to be on the other side, to just be like, oh, they're actually become this straitjacket. And it's like, do you know what I mean? It's like, it's become the thing that prohibits me from being true and connected. Actually, it's become a hindrance in the thing that I'm wanting the most, which is connection.
Right. My God, that's so beautiful. What an amazing revelation.
Oh. And with that, we are at our final 5.
Damn, we're just really out here doing the work, bitches.
Oh my God. So,
Love it.
With this thing, and I love that I always try to look at things through like spiritual principles and spiritual laws, is what I would actually call them. It's laws of the universe. And the one law that just came up in our last interaction was, what I resist will persist. And with regards to the topic of help, it's like, so my question is, what is something that you have resisted or currently resisting that you can use help with?
That's a really, really good question. And whatever I resist persist. I resist holding anything back. I resist not telling everyone right up front, like, I want to give you my whole package and who I am so that you'll reject me right away. Because I want to protect myself, right? So what I would like to try on and what I need help with is being grounded, like having some mystery, Misty with some mystery. You know what I mean? Like just having some cards that I keep close to my chest. And, so much of spirituality is like, be open, be God, show yourself, reveal yourself. Okay, I got that. It gets too much. Like I I think if you've rejected me if you've accepted me up front, that means you will accept me forever.
Mm.
And that's not true.
Mm.
And so I don't know. I just really want to explore being more grounded. I want to explore being more inside my body with approval instead of taking the temperature in the room. And I need help. I need practice. Like you talk about how, you're more conservative in this area and you don't reveal everything to everyone. I need some equanimity of that. How about you?
I'm at the opposite end, working towards the, my middle, and I have been too precious with a lot of things. Too precious with sharing for fear of rejection, too precious, and filing it under discernment. When I did my 8th step, I was finding the perfect time, not the right time. It was like I became too precious, where it was really procrastination at the point where it was like, okay, we're going to start making appointments. You know what I mean? So I've been too precious, where I think my balance is in the sharing more intimately, having some discernment, but even making mistakes and allowing myself to have mistakes, not being so precious with things. And so today I am calling 3 people that I said I would call, and that I would, in the past procrastinate and justify why I don't need to call them today, but even it's just to just say hi. It doesn't need to be this whole situation, and I think that's the perfectionism becomes procrastination. It's like it's all part of that, the justification of it all, and I think it's like to just get dirty a little bit.
That's hilarious. And like my goal is to not call 3 people.
I love us. And this is why we're like the yin and yang, and depending upon what day, it's like who's the yin and who's the yang. And it's like, that's, for me, that is a law of the universe, is that the universal law is that we will find balance.
Right. Well, yeah, that's what we're meant to do. Like, I cannot let go of this equanimity. It is going into 2024 with me, because I even thought about like the human body, right? Like, where do we experience the most joy? Where do we experience the most pleasure? It's in the middle for all of us,
Yes. And when Dr. Anna Lemke comes on our show, who wrote Dopamine Nation, she will share about the research and science that it's the same receptors that pain and pleasure are on, and that the body actually wants to find homeostasis. So homeostasis, which is equanimity, which is balance.
Right.
And that's why the cold plunge works, because it then produces, it spikes the other way.
Oh, well, and also it talks about like when you're doing these like spiritual meditations where you do the golden cord up to the earth, up to the sky, and like connect to your higher power. But then they also say to do it coming from your feet and connect down to the center of the earth.
Oh, I love that.
But they're saying like you shouldn't just do the earth and you shouldn't just do the sky. Like you need to have the golden cord at both. Aqua-fucking-nimity, dude.
It's incredible. I mean, I think that's going to be the subtitle of this podcast.
Yeah, no shit. That's good.
Balance, bitch.
Balance. Call your sponsors, bitch.
Call your sponsors. Thank you, Miss C.
Thank you, Sam.
Bitch, call your sponsor.
Call your sponsor. Call your sponsor.
Send us an email with comments, questions, or concerns, bcysponsor@gmail.com.
Don't forget to rate 5 stars.